57 under the title is City Stadium. We are at Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Today, it's the opener of a new NFL season between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Green Bay Packers. Here now to get us started is Logan Cook. And off we go from Lambeau. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Flush to his right. Pass caught. It's Romeo Doubs. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards.
Well, partner, that's the start that you want right there. And you know he spent the entire offseason throwing hundreds, I'd probably say thousands of passes, getting ready for that moment. The first throw of the new season. He's dreamed about it, thought about it.
He rifles one that's intercepted. And the Jaguars are going to take possession of the football as they force the turnover on the opening drive. That, Charles, the first interception he's thrown here in year number 2.
And I know it's just the first one, but didn't it feel like what we saw from him last year, where he was plagued by this type of a play? And they thought that, you know, over the offseason, going into a second season, some of that would go away. Thus far, still looks a lot like his rookie year.
They'll start on the ground. Etienne. And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Another tote for Etienne. And some room to run now. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. That good for 19 and a first down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run. And let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down. Otherwise, it's going to be a long afternoon.
And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Play action. It's Lawrence. Blitz coming, and down he goes. It's the former Michigan man, Chase Winovich, who gets in there to bring him down. Well, on that one, they go with a play fake, CD, but I don't think anybody really was fooled. All eyes were fixated on the quarterback, and they got him to the ground.
And to run this play successfully, you've got to make sure that everyone is doing their part. You actually have to sell this play. You've got to sell the run action. Otherwise, why do you stop at the running back?
Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. And the Packers are going to get the football here at their own 23. The one side gets an interception, but their defense comes on the field and picks them right back up by getting a pick of their own.
And I think you saw the same thing that I did, Brandon. As he ran off the field after making that play, we saw his quarterback seek him out and offer a personal thank you to bail him out a little bit as the offense takes the field again.
And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it'll be 2nd down.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7 as that one officially a loss of 1. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's going to have a Packers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. Now a pass here caught by Hunter Henry. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that's going to bring up second down. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is because you got to get his attention because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
And he'll pick up about 3 there, up to the 43. And the Jags with 5 in the secondary now on third down. And they'll try and run the option to pick it up. He has enough for the first down, and the keeper a gain of 6.
Now that was a designed run. Now remember, if a quarterback goes feet first, he's protected. But if he dives head first, he's not. On that play, he figured the risk was worth the reward.
They'll look to throw here on first down. And he's got his man on the out route. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
And he fires one that's intercepted. And the Jags are going to take possession of the football. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag because when you do, you just put the ball on him and then let him run.
Yeah, he's got some space. On first down, Lawrence dancing to his left. And that will be incomplete. They couldn't hook up on what's going to be the final play of this first quarter. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. A give to ETN running right. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. It's a loss of 4. Now third down.
Well, that play was over before it even got started. Thanks for nothing, huh? How about that? That sets up a very difficult third down call now.
It looks like the Packers have added an extra DB on third down. Off the play fake. Here's Lawrence. Now he lets it go deep for Kirk. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Now a field goal try coming up here for the Jags. From the right hash, this from 53. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. That kick, by the way, Charles, a career long.
Well, we did watch him in pregame, and he hit from this distance, so not a surprise. But there still is something exciting about it, carrying it over from practice and pregame to actually doing it in live action.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained. And that's caught inside the 30. And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. He'll look to throw. Looking for a slot man, and he's got him. 2nd and 6 from the 10. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. It's a 6-yard run, leaves him with about a foot or so here still to go to hit the marker with 3rd down coming up.
Not a ton of room available on that one, but he made use of what space was available and gained decent yardage.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. Looking to throw. Touchdown! A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Packers' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Extra point safely through, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. So the Packer kickoff team set to go as they will kick this one away. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well. From the 30 on 2nd down, Lawrence. He'll get that underneath Etienne, and he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Well, that was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? 2nd and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
And he's got some space here. Touchdown, Jaguars. And a nice little start to the career for the rookie here, hitting the end zone in week 1 of his career.
And that's a true welcome to the NFL moment, isn't it? The one that you actually like. A lot of times it's that big hit from a linebacker that says, all right, Rook, here you are. But when you're able to put it in the end zone and feel that sense of accomplishment, that usually fuels you towards doing it many more times in your career.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And that last drive, so effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. Maybe not many people were focused on the trenches. There was good protection there.
Excellent protection. So now, defensively, you've almost got to get down to those starters blocks like you're a sprinter. Get lower than those guys on offense and find a way to roar through them or around them to get into the face of the passer.
Easier said than done, though.
Way easier said than done. But they've got to try something because right now they're just cutting them to shreds.
19 tight. 19 tight.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again.
The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
They'll set up a throw. And that is incomplete.
I think it's safe to say that he's made some questionable decisions out there so far. Forced some throws into tight coverage. He's already been picked off in this game. 4th down now, but he was fortunate on that one not to have another turnover on his ledger.
And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They're starting to pull away with this one. Early on that first quarter, they didn't look so great offensively. What has changed?
Sometimes it's just a matter of doing what you plan to do better. Sometimes you just put that all together and you execute. Other times it's just in a simple adjustment in your game plan, finding a spot that maybe was a little weaker than maybe you thought, and going to that. So many different things, so many different ways, but right now, you got to like what they're doing. They have put distance between themselves and their opponent.
Looking to add on here in the 2nd quarter. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
He did a fine job there not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
On 3rd down, Lawrence out to his left. Now he'll turn and throw deep back to the other side of the field. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
Fielded just inside the 20. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And he's got his man out of the slot. Complete. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7 our score. 2nd down and 3. Now back to throw. Looking middle, and that's complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 39 yards there, a big one.
We know play callers can be very creative in this game today, but sometimes when they've got receivers with speed like this, they don't need to design incredibly complex calls. Sometimes it's just get the ball in his hands and let him do his thing. In a sense, less can become more, and it was right there.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game, back to the ground. And the Packers are going to have a 1st and goal as he's inside the 10, down to the 7-yard line. Now a timeout called for by the defense, as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. So it's 1st and goal, and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3. Now the Jags will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. And they will run it with Michel. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal. Now a timeout called for by the defense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on third, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that second down is a time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
19 Lions. 79 Broncos. Ready.
Back to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The 4th down pass from the 5 falls incomplete, and the Jaguars are able to come up with a goal line stand. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
And they'll start from their own 5, so you'd have to imagine they'll stay conservative.
They'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And he's not going to go anywhere as they get him down behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
And they'll go again with Etienne.
And he'll just keep 2 hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the 2nd down play, they burn the timeout, making him sweat out the final few ticks here in the 2nd quarter.
Ready, ready.
Once again, they'll keep it on the ground. And this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this first half. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn, getting set for quarter number 3 here. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the 2nd half.
He will return this from deep in the end zone. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line, so bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision, loses him about 4 yards.
Ready?
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
Well, Charles, for them, pretty good first half on the ground. They had some success running the ball in quarters 1 and 2, and they got the lead. Now a chance to expand upon that lead here with their first drive in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, and believe it or not, you and I have noticed that this great game of football has shifted towards pass first, run second. So for me, it's really nice to see some of these teams keeping the ground game as a big component of their offense, and it's working pretty well for them now. And let's face it, they can continue to do damage with it. And in addition, it sets up the pass game really well for them, too.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a 4.
Lawrence with a quick throw outside. That's complete.
And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone.
And this one almost intercepted. Had a chance to come down with it in the end zone, but could not hang on.
Well, you got to think that sooner or later, they're going to hit one of those, but the coverage has been excellent thus far, and it was again on the last play.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Throwing quickly, this is caught by Kirk.
And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
Well, if you're going to turn things around in a game like this, Charles, those are the kind of plays that you need.
And I just love the way that defense rallied to the football on that one. They got the completion, but he was smothered behind the line of scrimmage. And when you make tackles like that, your whole defense is going to be fired up. Really nice play getting to the ball.
On play action, Lawrence. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Eric Stokes. And the Packers are going to take possession here at their own 33.
So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the third quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this third quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
He's going to air one out. And he's going to be intercepted a third time.
Picked off by Tyson Campbell. And the Jaguars are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield. So they tried to take the deep shot there, but this defense up to the task.
And a lot of times when you air a ball out like this, if it does get intercepted, there's going to be a lot of space out there to set up a return. And remember, you've got 5 big offensive linemen out there.
Well, that's the third interception for Lawrence.
Teron Johnson able to pick it.
And the Packers are going to have it here just past the 25. Well, their defense got them the football with an interception. They trot out there, Charles, in the very first play. They give the football right back.
Brandon, I almost expect you coming like an auctioneer. We've got 2, we got 2. Do I hear 3? Remember, it was 2 in a row. Would we hit 3 in a row?
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
And the Jags are going to take possession of the football. Second half, close game, and we're certainly seeing some exciting plays, but it's really been the defensives. That's now back-to-back drives that have ended with interceptions.
Yeah, the guys on the other side of the ball, as we like to say, the defenders, they've been the difference makers for their teams. And when they're taking their game up to this kind of a level, I want to see what happens with these offenses. Can they match them as this game goes on? Or will the defenders continue to have full control of this one?
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Looking to throw, Lawrence.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Evan Ingram from 17 yards out.
And the Jaguars are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Well, he's regarded as one of the best athletes among NFL tight ends, Charles, and it certainly was on display right there.
And as we've seen this league continue to grow and develop, I think the tight end position is becoming harder and harder to defend because now it's elite athletes playing that position, not just the big guys who can block. How about his ability to get downfield and make plays against any defense?
They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already. And it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
He has it complete to Christian Watson. And he is going to have a Packers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Back to throw again.
And that one going to come up short, low throw. But we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away. As soon as he leaked out and began his route, someone on the defensive side broke with him and arrived just in time to separate him from another reception.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
Working the sideline here. Did he get the feet in? Yes, they say that he did. Nice job tapping both of them down.
A pair of first downs gives him a 1st and 10 up at the 44.
Here's a handoff out of the gun.
And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Brought down by Trayvon Walker on the pass rush.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
That's complete to Dobbs.
And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 42. A real letdown defensively. That was 3rd and a bundle, but they allow the conversion.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete.
And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
Pass the 50, pass the 60. 7 Pirates.
Here's a 2nd and 7. And now here is another interception. Picked up by James Bradbury.
And the Jaguars are going to take possession here as they've got it at their own 4-yard line.
And you have to wonder, Charles, a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
Well, based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him to play through it. Because otherwise, you need to get him out and fight another. This could leave lasting damage if he keeps throwing interceptions.
Second and 10, 3rd quarter of the season opener. Now Lawrence down around his goal line.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Picked off by Eric Stokes. And the Packers are going to take possession of the football. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive?
And the pass to Henry is intercepted. And the Jags are going to have the football at their own 1-yard line.
So that now 2 consecutive drives that have ended in interceptions. You wonder if he's trying to do a little too much out there.
Oh, I like where you're going with that maybe he's pressing it a little bit, trying to be too fine with his throws, or maybe overestimating his arm. It could be a...
Oh, and he's not going to make it out of the end zone. The push too strong, and that'll be a safety.
The goal here is about getting any kind of positive yardage in this spot, because you don't care who, you don't care how. You just want to try and buy a little space and get away from your own end zone. But in this spot, the defense was all over that play and equally motivated to stick him with a safety. Well, not exactly a banner return, so he doesn't give his offense a whole lot of room to work with. They've got to go a long way now to try and score some points. I do know this from experience. There will be a few comments muttered his way by the offense as they head out on the field.
And caught by Henry. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Now they can breathe a little easier, some room to operate as they've got it 1st and 10 now out past the 20. To throw is Rodgers. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Now Rodgers.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Foyesade Oluwakin. And the Jaguars are going to take possession of the football.
Brandon, offensively, this has been a tough day for them. Trying to find a place to throw the football. It's been extremely difficult. I've got to give a lot of credit to the secondary, especially the corners who've had the receivers on lockdown.
Play action. It's Lawrence. He'll air this one out for Kirk.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted.
It's Bubba Bolden who picks it. And the Packers are right back in this football game.
About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Looking left side, and it's complete. And they work this out past the 25. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. Rodgers now on 1st down. And Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time.
And the Jags are going to take over at their own 41.
I'm not sure I'm absolutely crazy about that play call there. I mean, it's only a one-score game, so is it really time to go bombs away and try and make a big play? I think you can take some underneath stuff and still move it downfield.
Now ETN to start the drive.
And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Now Lawrence. Quick slant caught by Kirk. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted.
Picked up by Tariq Carpenter. And the Packers are going to take possession of the football.
Well, to be frank, CD, this is getting tough to watch. I mean, you feel for him, but 6 interceptions, that's at a whole new level. It's not a good level.
It makes it tougher and tougher to come up with ways to try and support him. But you have to as a team because you can't just throw your quarterback aside. You're going to need him later on. But it reminds me of a time that a former defense coordinator of mine told me he was in a game where his quarterback threw 7 interceptions. So after the 6th one of the defensive players went to the quarterback and said, here's what you do. Throw the ball to the other team, and let's see if our receivers can pick it off and turn it into a completion.
That's just mean. I don't know that I'd go down there and say that to him right now. Probably pretty fragile.
He's got room at the 30.
A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Throwing is Rodgers.
Completed out left to Dobbs.
And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 17-yard line.
26. Number 50, and you block over.
Into the red zone, it's Rodgers. That is caught at the 7.
And the Packers are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
Touchdown, Packers! Robert Tonyan from 6 yards away. And the Packers have a chance to tie things up as they trail by 2 here in the 4th.
Now they bring a receiver in motion right. Rodgers will throw for it. And he's going to be sacked. They came after him. He couldn't get away. And this remains a 2-point game. So the Packer kickoff team set to go as they will kick this one away.
And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line.
On the ready.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
Here comes another drive from this unit, and Charles, they're coming off a costly mistake on the last possession, an interception in a game that is very close right now.
Well, as we know, they all sting no matter what the situation, but in a one-possession game, that'll hurt a little bit more. But this is an excellent opportunity to make up for it on this drive. I just don't expect them to try and take huge gambles to make up that momentum in a hurry.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Lawrence going to keep it again.
No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. And the Packers pick it up. And he will bring this one back. A fumble return for a Green Bay touchdown. Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. And the lead is up to 5. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return.
And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers.
Got it.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down.
Off the play fake. Here's Lawrence. And that's intercepted yet again, and that could be the backbreaker. Picked off by Tariq Carpenter. And the Packers are going to take possession of the football.
Just week 1, but already plenty of intrigue with the games going on, and this one no different as we come up on a 1st and 10. So after the INT, it's Rodgers.
Got Dobbs over the middle.
And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers.
Romeo Dobbs.
27 yards.
And the Packers are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their 4th quarter lead.
Extra point splits the uprights, and it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. So the Packer kickoff team set to go as they will kick this one away.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
They go play action with Lawrence.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Here's Lawrence.
He's going to let it fly. He's got a man complete.
And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line. That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. Now Lawrence to throw. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
And now the focus is really clear. They need to get that first down and either get out of bounds or maybe use one of those timeouts.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion.
Lawrence.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Teron Johnson able to pick it. And the Packers are going to have a short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. With that interception, he just set a record that nobody ever wants to set, and that's the most picks ever in an NFL game. 8.
The eight.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Brought to the ground by the linebacker, Foye Oluokun.
There's a reason inside linebackers are often captains of a defense. They call the signals. They have the opportunity to affect the game in coverage, against the run, and, of course, on blitzes. Living in the best of both worlds here. Already has an interception. Now he gets to record a sack, too.
And this is caught. And it's a Packers touchdown. A big play there. With his first career touchdown in his first career game.
And the Packers are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead.
Extra point right down the middle. And that will make this a 19-point game. So the Packer kickoff team set to go as they will kick this one away.
This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
And they knew coming in that this would be a tough place to go in and win a season opener. But this has just been a performance, to be frank, not to be proud of here as they trail big in this 4th quarter.
The safety Landon Collins there to make the tackle. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
ETN once more.
And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense is pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game. And all that pregame whooping has turned into results.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22.
The city always a little extra excitement for week 1. And one of our early window games here in week 1 on a Sunday comes to a close. Good to be back in the booth with you, my friend.
And it's good to be back in the booth with you as well. And we know